your favorite teams play on yourprimetimesports.com.
Good morning and welcome to yourprimetimesports.com. It's another Saturday morning edition of Double G Sports Talk Saturday, live from Batten's Donuts. And I'll tell you, the first hour is going to be live today from here at Batten's Donuts. Our second hour, we have already put together for you from interviews that we did yesterday at the 5A State Basketball Tournament. Clifton did a fantastic job of getting the kids to come up and talk with us for today's show. I'm Dave Grimm, and the Clifton that I'm speaking of is Clifton Garmrath. He's sitting right next to me, as always.
Good morning.
And what a day of action yesterday in the quarterfinals of the 5A State Basketball Tournament.
Oh, just, we all love basketball around here, and we've just got a real good dose of it this week.
It's been amazing teams. The Sylvan Hills team, great team. The Greenwood teams, great teams.
Well, we capped off the night on Thursday night, the last game going into overtime, and then we turned right around yesterday. And the second and the third game is a double overtime and an overtime. And
the second overtime was our very own Paragould Lady Rams.
No,
the second overtime game of yesterday.
Oh yeah, yes, and just a phenomenal day. I mean, of basketball. I mean, a lot of really good, talented young athletes from all over the state. The gym's been packed. I told everybody after I seen the bracket, the way it was playing out on Thursday night, I said, man, Friday is going to be, all 6 games are going to be good. And they were really good.
There was one game, the first game of the day yesterday. The first game of the day yesterday, the girls' game, kind of a blowout. The Greenwood and I forget who they even played.
Yeah, I should have brought the bracket in.
We've got it up on our. You know what? I'll bring it up right now. We happen to have the bracket, and we've been updating it on a regular basis.
I think me and you both have a total of about 8.5 hours sleep from last night to this morning.
Yeah, because I got in at midnight, and then I started working on today's show when I got home last night.
And I did the same thing. I was working on pictures. I tell you what, I guess every year that I've been to the state tournament, I've had the opportunity to capture some dunks in the game, which are really hard to get. And yesterday I captured one and almost captured 2. He just didn't get it in the cylinder.
Yeah, but you can't tell that from the picture, so don't tell anybody.
I know, but and then I captured 2 more earlier this week that were true dunks, and so I've had a good week of capturing dunks, and
they've all been from the same guy.
No. 2 of them are. One of them was from 23 on Camden.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I've sent you all those. I know you hadn't had time to get them on.
We've been covered up.
But I'll tell you something. It's just from a photographer standpoint, that's like hitting a home run in baseball. And when you get to capture one of those
right at the exact spot that you need to get it.
At the exact moment. And you don't know when they're coming. You just have to just pay attention. The one I showed you a minute ago where it was off of a rebound or off of a free throw miss, and he come out of the air out of nowhere. I almost missed that because I was talking.
Well, that happens.
And I know, but you love to capture things.
Well, I'm going to be posting the photos that you have sent me up on our Facebook page.
I'll send you a lot more. The photos that I've sent you are of Archie Goodwin from Sylvan Hills, who signee with the Kentucky Wildcats, a fan favorite. We interviewed him last night, and I told him on the interview. I asked him. I said, "Do you know Kevin McReynolds?" He said, "Yes, sir." And I said, "Well, I want to let you in on something." I said, "This area, this community is big into sports." And I said, "Kevin McReynolds made a tour through here back in his teenage days with the Sylvan Hills Baseball, American Legion. he stayed here in Paragould. I know the man he stayed with the whole week. And I said, and he's not been forgotten about. He people still remember him. And he went on to the pros and had a successful career with San Diego Padres and the New York Mets. And I told him, I said, they love you here, man. I said, the little kids were just lined up around the basketball floor last night.
Trying to get autographs and pictures taken with him.
And he was so gracious on giving autographs and having pictures made before the game back in the dressing room or outside the dressing room in the tunnel. I seen a lot of those posted on Facebook last night, and just a fine young man, very polite, and we wish him the best, in his career. I told him, I said, you're gonna have a lot of fans here from Paragould that's gonna be keeping up with you.
The Morrilton fans were not fans of his last night.
They probably weren't, but you know what? I guess when you're playing against a team like that, you're not going to be a fan.
No, you're absolutely
But you know
right.
what? I do have to, since you brought that up, I do have to say this. He was our last interview of the night, and he was really kind enough to come up after the game. Still had his uniform on. They went into the dressing room, and he came up, and he sat down beside me. And I could see out of the corner of my eye all the people that were behind me standing around.
And in front and down on the floor looking up.
And people were getting their iPhones out and their cameras, and people would hang over the rail around Archie and myself and would take a picture. And I seen flashes going off. Yeah, there you go. You even got one yourself, didn't you?
I got 3 or 4 of you talking to him on the air.
But I seen other people that I didn't know, and it was really cool because I look back and some of them people had Morrilton.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, they were dogging him through the whole game.
Dogged him for the whole game.
When they got a chance to get up close, they took it.
Yeah, they wanted to shake his hand and get a picture. So basketball. Basketball brings the worst out of people. We're in a confined area, and some of the finest people I know that live right here in Paragould, I've seen that crazy. But at the end of the game, you want to think that everyone cares about everybody and just appreciates the talents of the young people. So.
I want to brag on a team before we talk about the Paragould Lady Rams performance. I want to brag on a team who's no longer in the tournament. They got beat out Thursday night, and that's the Siloam Springs Lady Panthers. They got beat out of the tournament, and then they went back to their hotel, the Holiday Inn Express Hotel, which happens to be next door to Don Jose, which is where I was Thursday night doing my work, my karaoke show that you love it when I talk about that. And the entire team came in and spent the entire night singing karaoke at Don Jose. The entire Siloam Springs.
I bet y'all had a blast.
The cheerleaders, the coaches for both the cheerleaders and the team, and half their fans filled that place up, and they were the best behaved bunch. They didn't, carry on and act a fool or anything like that. They came in there and had a great time.
Right.
And we actually recorded a bunch of them singing. Their cheerleading coach is an excellent singer.
You know what? They led. I really hated to see them go because they led almost the whole game. And they gave it up right there at the end. And they were a very good team.
Well, they were in excellent spirits after the game.
I forgot what the lead was they had at halftime at 3 points, 5 points, something like that. But anyway, I have a real good friend, and he still may be. I know he used to be a school board member at Siloam Springs, and I texted him and gave him the halftime score. Well, then I texted him at the end and gave him the final score, and he came back and he said, "What happened with the big turnaround?"
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, foul trouble. Alma just got in some foul trouble and couldn't do some of the things that they were doing in the first half, and that's what sent them home packing. But anyway, yeah, a good group of girls, and but every that's the thing about hosting a state tournament. You get to know these kids, especially when you're in the media and you're around them, and you get to talk to them, and you get to watch them perform, and you don't forget some of those kids. So. There comes our first guest.
We'll talk to him momentarily. I want to touch on the Paragould Lady Rams performance yesterday. They spent the entire game behind the Bologna Lady Eagles, and it was looking kind of bleak through 3.5 quarters for the Lady Rams, and all of a sudden it was like a switch was flipped, and it wasn't just one player. All of them pulled together and just got on their horse, put the game into overtime, and then just took complete control in the overtime period and won handily. If you look at the score, the final score was 54 to 47,
yeah.
And you look at that score and you wouldn't think that's an overtime game. They owned the overtime period, and they will play tonight at 7 o'clock against the Monticello Lady Billies, who I thought last night against Camden Fairview, both those teams looked kind of sloppy last night. And I think Paragould's got an excellent shot to go to Hot Springs.
Especially the Camden girls team. I was sitting by watching that game at half court. I was sitting by a true Hall of Famer that's been around the game of girls basketball most of his life, coached it for years. And he leaned over to me and he said, "Man, they just play wild." And you have to think that he knows what he was talking about. And then you brought it up, obviously, and they do. They did play a little wild, but I think that's the way they play every game. And
I don't think them playing that way against Paragould tonight is going to suit them.
No, I'm not talking about Morton.
You're talking about Camden.
I'm talking about Camden.
Well,
because they led most of it.
I guess Monticello was playing the way Camden was playing because they had to, or whatever. Both teams to me look that way.
Well, I want to hope that the Paragould Lady Rams, they played first 3 quarters. They did not play the.
It wasn't gelling at all.
It just wasn't what we're accustomed to seeing with the Lady Rams. I don't know if it was nerves. I don't know what it was, but they got down double digits in the
12 points.
Yeah, jumped out in the first quarter, and I would look up in the stands while I was down there taking pictures, and it just seemed like that everyone was somewhat shell shocked. In the stands, the fans got quiet. But then, like you said, the light switch came on in the fourth quarter, and Carson Gill. Let me tell you something. That young lady just walks up to the line and can sink free throws all day long. She's the person I want on the free throw line at the right moment. And but anyway, yeah, they finally pulled it together, came together, and hopefully they have that game out of their system.
Yeah, and tonight I think Tonight I think you're going to see the same Paragould Lady Rams that played on day one of the tournament, Tuesday, that when they mercy ruled the opponent they had that day. I think you're going to see them back tonight. I think we are going to be needing a bus to go to Hot Springs.
Well, so far, just about all of my predictions have come true. I was 5 for 6 yesterday. Papa Jim Bowlin did not believe me. I had a few other people was like, "Are you sure?" I said that Greenwood, I even told you that Greenwood would beat Forest City. I just felt like Greenwood just was a real good shooting ball club, and they played a different style of basketball. And sure enough, they beat Forest City.
Well, it's going to be an interesting day today. I'm not going to get to go, so I need you to text me what's going on.
I'll do my best.
We're going to take a break. We've got 2 guests live this morning. One of them's already sitting with us, and we got to get through them quickly because our second guest has a very limited amount of time he can spend with us. First up is Scott Bowlin. Second up, Ted Cunningham. So we're going to take a break and be right back here on YourPrimetimeSports.com.
Your favorite teams play on YourPrimetimeSports.com.
All right, we're back on YourPrimetimeSports.com. 2 guests on tap for you here in the first hour. The first guest sitting next to me now to, put some punctuation on the end of the basketball season for the Greene County Tech Eagles. This is the head coach, Scott Bowlin. Good morning.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
The season for the Eagles came to an end on Wednesday against the Little Rock Mills Comets. And, of course, the Comets are playing today in the semifinals against the Beebe Badgers. Let's talk about that game first, and then we'll talk about the season as a whole, how you will view this season, not just today, but, next year when you look back on this season.
I think that, first of all, the game today is it's going to be really a battle of wills.
Between Beebe and Mills, yeah.
Yes. I don't think that Coach Marshall can allow his team to run up and down the floor with Mills. I just don't think they can be successful doing that. I think they've got to grind it some. I think they have to pick and choose when they're going to go up and down. One of the thing that we tried to pick on when we played Beebe was their guard play. Their guard play is better than it was in, say, end of January. But, that's where Mills really does a good job, is they really get after you. And it's for 32 minutes. And, they're just pretty relentless, to be honest, with how they do things. On the flip side of that, Mills needs to be careful and not get caught, playing a half-court game with Beebe. I think that if they do that, then I think Beebe is going to have some success. But the bottom line is this. You're going to have to rebound the ball. You're going to have to make foul shots. And you're going to have your playmakers make some plays down the stretch.
And they may be a little bit exhausted. They may be a little bit too tired to do some of that. They had a double overtime victory yesterday over Alma, and then they've got to turn around and play early today, the 1:30 game today against Mills.
Dave, I don't really go for that too much, and I'll tell you why. First of all, these guys are 17, 18-year-old. I know that they should be in the best shape of their life. And plus, if you can't get the adrenaline rolling for an hour and 15 minutes to play all out in this game, then you probably need to sort of back up and see if you really need to play sports. I tell you when the fatigue will come in. The fatigue will only come in is when they realize that they're not going to win, either team. That's when the fatigue will set in. Just like right now, you're fatigued, you're sitting here, and you're just about to fall out.
Well, that's when the adrenaline starts to go back down.
Yes, because
right now they've got a high level of adrenaline because they're winning.
Yes, it will be a magnificent crowd today. It was, I tell you,
Beebe traveled well.
Yeah, the crowd was really good. I mean, after the first game, actually, the crowd was unbelievable. I mean, it stayed pretty well full, or it looked to me like it did the rest of the night. But I just think it's going to be the bottom line here is going to be the battle of wills. Who's going to impose their will on the other team? And I really like to watch Mills play. I like Cooper's team, and then again I really like Coach Marshall and what he's done at Beebe. And like I said, I think it's going to be I think it's going to be an outstanding game.
You guys played with Mills. You guys hung around there with them for most of the game, and had a shot at winning that game.
Well, for 30 minutes we played right there. We're down 2 with I think maybe 2 or a little more than 2 to go, and we had 4 possessions in a row that we didn't do the right thing, and they scored on every possession, and it went from 2 to 11, and that's where it stayed. You can't let those teams get away from you like that, especially when you're not as talented as they are. And it all goes back, and Coach Cunningham, he's been to the state championship 4 games in a row. He'll tell you too. You got to have guys and girls making plays that you can't draw up on the board. And we just didn't do that. And, we have nothing to be ashamed about. I told our guys that, we far exceeded everyone's expectations.
I was just fixing to say that. This entire season has been that way for you guys.
And the thing that me and Coach Robertson are proud of is we've seen those guys get better as a group. Then we've seen those guys get better emotionally as far as maturing up and believing in what we were doing. So, we have 3 outstanding seniors, and they really left our program in better shape than when they got here. And
I was just fixing to ask you. Let's touch on the 3 seniors
they
that start for you: Cawthorn and Deering and Ferguson.
Right. They we're really proud of them, and we told them that their group will be remembered for probably the team that overachieved the most. That's the one thing about I think what really separates our program a little bit from maybe others is after the game we have guys that graduated in 09, 08. Coming back into the locker room, and they don't even really know these guys. And the only thing they know is they got Greene County Tech on their chest, and that's a part of a family deal that they have one bond, one common thread is they represented Greene County Tech in our community, and they did it to the best of their abilities, and I'm as much proud of that. And like I said, Ferg and Seth and Nick really stepped it up. I felt like they really led their team so much better in the second half of the season, and they have nothing to be ashamed of. We were picked to finish next to last. We were 1 game out of second and 2 games out of first place, and we're excited about the future.
Well, certainly you should be.
And like I said, it's sort of a hangover type deal right now.
Well, not only that, I mean, here's why it's a hangover. You still got basketball being played.
No, that's exactly right. Exactly right. And our kids are. I hope that all of our kids or most of our kids are sitting up there watching, and maybe they can understand, what it takes to get to that level. And I think they have been, and I think that. Like I said, it's not going to – we can't get this year over with until this tournament's over.
Right. It's still hanging around.
Yeah, it's just hanging around. And
well, today is the day for that.
Today's the day for that.
Semifinals
Right.
will all be played. Hot Springs tickets will be punched.
Yes.
And
yes.
then somebody's going to have to come in there and clean up that brand new arena that y'all just made, because it's going to be – y'all have had thousands and thousands of people in and out of that thing.
Yes, we have.
Since Tuesday.
And, from my standpoint, I hope – that it hurts our kids as much as it hurts me and Coach Robertson to have to sit there and watch all this. In order to get back to Hot Springs, there's certain things that we're going to have to do, and we're going to have to be dedicated for the next 7-8 months to the weight room. They've got to be dedicated to each other. There are just so many variables. I mean, outside of being talented, you have to do a lot of different things for us to get there, because we don't have high risers and we don't have guys that can just sort of put us on their back and carry us. So it's like a blank canvas right now, and we're going to start painting that thing Monday.
This entire basketball season, has there been a single week that you missed and couldn't come in? I don't think there has been, has there? You've been here every single week talking to us. You're the only coach in the county that has been here on the show with us every single week on Saturday mornings to talk about your team. And now the season's over. Clifton, I think we ought to have him keep coming back just for giggles, man. Clifton says he can't handle you that much.
Our kids deserve for me or whoever to come up and give them the accolades that they deserve. And this is, like I said, this is probably part of my job as keeping our program out there and doing what we need to do as far as public relations. But, we really like our young group. We have a group of freshmen coming up, and we really feel like we have a couple freshmen that will possibly, give us some minutes at some point next year. So
we're going to have a lot to talk about then.
Yeah, we do. We are. It's going to be a good thing, and we're all excited about it.
Well, our abbreviated first hour rolls on. That's Coach Scott Bowlin. Thank you so much for coming in one more time.
Thank you so much, and we appreciate everything y'all have done.
Okay, so we're going to take a break, and when we come back, for the first time ever, we're going to talk to Coach Ted Cunningham, the athletic director at Greene County Tech, right here on your Primetime Sports.
Hang on just a second. Skylar, I know Skylar's listening in Germany. We'll be over there in about a week and a half, son. So
you're going to Germany?
Yeah, we're going to Germany, watch him play a couple of games. And
can I go?
Sure. We can put you in a suitcase.
Okay.
Be a quad extra large, but we can get you in there.
Absolutely would,
But, son, get in there and play hard tomorrow, and we'll holler at you later.
Okay, cool. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Coach Ted Cunningham on yourprimetimesports.com.
Your favorite teams play on yourprimetimesports.com.
Welcome back to Double G Sports Talk Saturday here at Batten's Donuts. We're live, and our next guest is Coach Ted Cunningham, the athletic director at Greene County Tech. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me out. I'm enjoying the coffee, and everything's looking good. How about y'all?
Oh, we're a little tired, but we're looking good.
That tired part. I know what that's about.
Yeah. I had talked to you back earlier in the year about coming on and talking about the new school and the new arena. Everybody's been going different directions, and it's been difficult, but we finally get an opportunity and to talk about this special event that we're hosting this week at the new arena.
Yeah, we just moved in our new high school at Christmas, and I think people thought we were a little bit crazy for having a state basketball tournament there in this period of time. But man, it's been great. We've had to adjust some things out there, and it's a lot of work. But man, the crowds have been super. Community's supported, and a lot of people worked hard out there. Not a word that describes it. Thank you's not strong enough for the thing that people have done out there this week to host the state tournament. It's just been a great thing.
I posted something on our Facebook page last night when I finally got home, which was close to midnight. And as I was posting that, I didn't post this part, but as I finished up, I thought, wow, I wish I just knew all the list of names that have had something to do, whether it be the hospitality room or keeping the gate or parking cars, just whatever it may be, because those are all people behind the scenes, and they've done a wonderful job.
Well, that's I hesitate to mention any names because there are so many of them, and we'd probably leave some out. But like I said, there's not a strong enough word. But thank you to all of those people who have helped special thanks to our school for supporting in the first place, our school board and superintendent, and special thanks to Jerry Noble and Amy Lucius, our assistant superintendent. I've seen Jerry Noble parking cars this week. So, everybody's had a lot of things to do. There's some areas there. Parking has been a work in progress out there, but we finally got it down here by the time we're going to get probably finished. But you can go out there now, and we've had some huge crowds to park and take care of, and with a new facility, it was a question mark, but it's not one anymore. And as the week went on, I got asked less and less questions, which means somebody's taking care of things.
Right.
And all of those people are to be thanked. I mean, we've fed a lot of people in the hospitality room, parked a lot of people, and we had our bumps along the way. You're going to have those, but we worked them out. We're certainly interested in it was for our kids and fans to come and have a facility and a state tournament that they can be proud of, and we've certainly accomplished that. Anything that went wrong for anybody, we certainly tried to adjust, and we will, and accommodate everybody that we can, but it's just been a great super week we've had.
Well, I've been to all three state tournaments that we've hosted over the years, and two of those were when you were coaching the Lady Eagles, and I want to think that they just keep getting better and better, and this year's no different. It's been a lot of fun. Great, exciting basketball games. I want to say this while I have it on my brain. We interviewed a lot of young people yesterday from different teams that they were pre-recorded. Folks can listen to them after the broadcast today. I had a couple of kids from other schools, other communities that made mention how nice everyone was here, and I thought, wow, that's just a great compliment to our school and to our community.
I wish I'd have started Xing them down to see how many there were, because there's been far more compliments than there has any problems that we've had, and there's just been a great number of people that have just stopped by that I've known, and I've been a coach for a long time. Fortunately, I know all the coaches, and they know who I am. I've talked to a lot of them over the week, and athletic directors and people from all the other schools that have been very complimentary of not only our facilities, they're the greatest in the state of Arkansas, but the hospitality of our people. It's just in every one of those conversations, they mentioned exactly what you said, how nice it was to have people to greet them and be cordial and nice, and they were just very complimentary of our community and our people that we had here.
Well, and if we drive out at the borders of Paragould, the city limits, we do have signs out there that says the Friendly City. So
we sure do, and we lived up to that.
We've
been the Friendly City this week, and while we're on that, I hope our businesses in town have done well. I'm sure they have. We've had a lot of people in town, and I'm sure that's helped things out, and we appreciate those businesses and people in our town who have supported. We've had a lot of support from those people out at the tournament financially and otherwise, and we hope in return that state tournament brought some folks to town that helped them out.
Well, and our program was loaded with advertising. They supported us there. They probably supported us by coming out and watching the game, and our businesses, hopefully they receive some good things from this. A lot of folks in the community. The hotels were all full. I'm sure the gas lines were a little longer than normal, and the retail stores probably had some folks coming in and out of them. I know Dave told me this morning that he does his karaoke show on Thursday night over at Don Jose's right next to the Holiday Inn. He said all the Alma girls, after they had just got beat, came over there and ate, and all got involved in the karaoke, and they were having a big time. So. Oh, Siloam Springs. I'm sorry, I said Siloam Springs.
Yeah.
But the Siloam Springs girls, and he said they were having a big time. So that's what we like.
Yes, sir. Well, I know our program. We know economics right now is a big issue. I mean, people are strained, and our program was as thick as it was when we held it the last time, and people supported our local teams and our state tournament on our school, and we appreciate that very much.
Now, let's talk a little bit of basketball. Being a former basketball coach for 27, 28?
Well, 30 at Greene County Tech and 37.
37, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
I know it.
And he don't look that old, does he?
Yeah.
37 total years, 30 at Greene County Tech. Last year, you took the Greene County Tech Lady Eagles to Alma to the state tournament. That was your last participation as a coach. How did you feel this week? Kind of miss it maybe just a little bit? Yeah,
I did miss it this week. There's something about the coaching in that atmosphere that I'll always miss. That particular arena. It's an adrenaline all week. That if you go to the state tournament this week and work and you're tired, that's the way it is for a coach. Every state tournament, you just operate on adrenaline the whole time you're there, and I missed that. I didn't have to miss it this week, that part of it, because I'm pretty tired as the week went on, and you kind of operate on it.
Different type of adrenaline.
Different kind. But yeah, I missed that preparation and student athlete. It's not anything I'll ever be able to replace that. But
I was sitting on the floor snapping action shots last night when Coach Marshall, this was after his game, came out of the dressing room, and he sat down beside me, and I looked over my right shoulder to see who the body was, sitting down beside me. I seen it was Coach Marshall. And I had already went to the dressing room and congratulated them because, we like to see our 5A East teams do well.
Sure.
And that was a phenomenal basketball game that they played, and they beat a very good team. And but anyway, we were sitting there, and I said something about great game or whatever, and he looked at me and goes, Cliff, he goes, I'm exhausted. He goes, I'm so tired seeing this. He goes, I don't think I've ever coached any harder. And it does. It just zaps you.
Oh, yeah.
When you're in a game like that. And that was a double overtime game. And, man, he was just worn out.
Yeah, they'll all realize how tired they are tomorrow. They'll all be able to sleep and rest, and they'll realize that they could probably sleep for about 20 hours. And it'll take 2 or 3 days to get back down to your normal routine and kind of feel like you're rested.
And it's a good thing to have that 4 or 5 day rest before you go play that final game at Hot Springs.
That's true. It's a good thing that they do take off time like that and let them get back. Probably a better game down there when they do that.
Do you anticipate maybe us trying this again in the next year or two?
Whenever we're whenever we're ready, when our teams are where they need to be, and we got either one of them involved, and we think can do well, we'll be ready to bid on the state tournament at Greene County Tech. I know Coach Bowlin and Coach Harding are both committed to having championship teams, and they're going to work hard at that. And we've got good young kids in our program, and I'm sure Coach Bowlin said a while ago that we're looking forward. We're looking forward to the year where we've got some teams that we want them to be involved in today's action, and we're gonna, when we see that year coming, we'll take a look at it, and we'll be ready to bid on the state tournament again here.
Well, I love it when we have it here. I know it's a lot of work, but there's nothing like getting to stay in your own bed at night, and we draw great crowds. We're very fortunate here in Paragould to have 2 of the 8 5A East teams in this community. And on top of that, we had 3 of the 4, 1 boys and both girls, in the tournament. So it just made it that much more pleasant to see our teams right here in our own community in that gym all week long.
Oh, we had this was a successful year as far as I'm concerned on that part. And we had teams involved and in the hunt. I mean, their games were where they could manage them. Our girls had some injuries on the year that hurt quite a bit, but they were still really competitive, and the boys overachieved. Coach Bowlin probably I told him the other day, done a better job this year than he's done any year I've seen. I mean, they overachieved. But and then the credit to our fans. I mean, Northeast Arkansas's got basketball fans now. They come out. We've had a packed gym last night with our teams not involved, and I had some of the officials and a few other people say, we're worried about the crowds after you guys are not in, but that won't stop our fans at our place. There's a lot of green clad still sitting over there, and they'll be there today. I mean, they're going to come out and watch good basketball, and they appreciate good basketball games, and they just and we're glad to put that state tournament on so that those teams can come in and put on a good show. By the way, so I don't forget, in case we just get off of here, I want to thank you guys for helping our student athletes and around this part of the country. It means a great deal to them and me too. And I want to thank y'all for that. And
you're welcome.
We need to keep doing this.
We love doing it, and we're continuing to grow, and we have some really quality things that are going to enhance your primetimesports.com coming up football season. So, man, we appreciate y'all just allowing us to do it. So, but speaking of the fans and the green and gold that we seen sitting in the stands, I seen a lot of folks last night that were from Rector, from Marmaduke, from Manila, from a lot of. I mean, this is a rich and I had talked to one of the basketball players last night in an interview that you're in basketball heaven when you come to Northeast Arkansas. This place loves basketball.
Yeah, that was one thing mentioned when we bid on the state tournament was, we have basketball interest in Northeast Arkansas, and we're going to have fans come to the tournament here and that's the reason the last time we had here, the gate was 48,000 on a week. We're going to surpass that this week.
Oh, by far.
So I've been in the gym every day, all day long, and I've saw people from all over Northeast Arkansas. You just see them come in the door, and I mean, it's just been a great thing. It so happened that we didn't have a state tournament this time in the area in Northeast Arkansas. New York was the closest, and so we had an opportunity to be the showcase for Northeast Arkansas in the state tournament action this year. And there's been people from all over come in, and they've enjoyed our facility too. They've been a lot of them come by that said, "Man, this is nice." Yeah. They'll be back.
I had a gentleman. I'll tell you who it was. It was Coach Clay Reeves of the Greenwood Bulldogs. His mom and dad have sat in front of me all week long, and I've become friends with his father, Mr. Reeves. And we were talking about the gym and stuff. And I said, "You need to let me take you a grand tour through the school." I said, "Do you think this is nice? You need to see the school." I said, "Because your jaw would drop just walking down those hallways and what you would see." He said, "Y'all went all out."
Yeah. Oh, every dollar was spent right out there. You can see it.
Yeah.
And it's really nice. And I just you can't do it, but I just almost wish you could open those doors to the hallway to the high school and let people that come into the basketball game go down through there and tour that before they come up there.
Wouldn't that be
really
neat?
Nice?
Yeah. So one of the questions I want to ask you a minute ago was about our being the athletic director, about our overall programs at Greene County Tech. You know, it's just not basketball. Our baseball team's doing well right now. They're 2-0. They just beat Jonesboro, which is unusual in a baseball game, in a varsity baseball game. So they're off to a good start.
Sure. We have a total program at Greene County Tech, and all of our sports have a rich history. So they're all going to do pretty well. We're looking forward to some other facilities out there. You've probably seen some dirt work going on out there when he's out there this week. So we've got some other facilities going to go on there. We plan for the future. We don't have a timetable set yet, but we'd like to have it tomorrow. But it's going to take a little time to get everything out there. But eventually, you'll see all sports out there, and like you said, baseball's done well. It'll be there. It'll be there in the future.
Got our softball fixing to kick off, so it's an exciting time to be a Greene County Tech Eagle. Trust me.
Yes, sir. It's facilities wise and all of it. So super time to be out at Greene County Tech facilities. They're great.
Dave's got a couple of questions for you. And I'm going to turn this over to him, and I'll let him finish off. And thank you, Coach, for coming in and taking the time. And I'll see you here in a little while at the Eagles Nest.
We'll be there.
I know you got places to be, Coach.
That's fine.
And,
don't worry about it.
Well, I just had one thing I wanted to touch base with you on to clear the air, because there's a lot of people out there in the state of Arkansas who last year they got to watch the games live on the internet when it was at Alma. And they're saying, well, why didn't Greene County Tech do it this year? Blah, blah, blah. The truth is the AAA would not allow you guys to do that, and there are too many people out there blaming Greene County Tech for not doing that, and I want to give you the opportunity right here once and for all to let folks know you guys wanted to do it. AAA wouldn't let you.
Well, the fact of the matter is internet access to the games and TV access locally to the games and radio broadcast to the games, we would do. We would do every one of them. We provide the area. We've got people interested in doing those. Those are controlled by the Arkansas Activities Association, and they told us they would answer all those questions and take care of those. Now, I know that last year at Alma, they had some internet broadcasts. I don't know how that came about.
It's a mystery to everybody right now.
The Arkansas Activity Associations, I asked that question to them. Their answer to me was they didn't know it. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
So our deal is we went by what they said at the Arkansas Activity Association, and we could put them on TV for a price, or we could do this or that, and fortunately, we do have a lot of people that came out there and broadcasted a lot of games.
Absolutely. There's been a hometown radio of almost every school.
I will say that I know that if they come in here, they could criticize us for something we did this week, and I realize that. But we need a better system to broadcast state tournament games than we have right now. It needs to be updated. It needs to be looked at.
It's not
that's not a critical statement. That's a factual statement. That's based on what I've seen this week.
It's not been really their policies have not really been updated for the modern age of technology at all.
Right.
They're still based on radio and TV, and their internet policies are more or less a copy of radio and TV, and they haven't really taken into account the broad reach of the internet.
Right. I'm an old-fashioned guy, but they need to keep up with the times, I guess.
Absolutely.
I'm an old typewriter type guy. Non-electric would be fine with me, but I check my emails. I'm on the computer every day. I'm on there for an hour or two a day.
I can't see you on a computer.
I know, but you got to keep up.
Yes,
and
you do.
got to. You don't have a choice if you're not, you're behind. So, I mean, you got to keep up with the times. And internet is the times.
Absolutely,
and,
absolutely. Well, newspapers are dying. Yes. Coach, newspapers are dying because of the internet.
That's my number one, and my email site is out there statewide and nationwide, really, when you think about it. I've had people out of state. That's been my number one question in the state tournament, is internet broadcast of the game.
Exactly. Well, and we've seen a lot of people on other websites and here around locally saying, why can't we watch the games? There's a reason for that. They would do it if they were allowed to do it.
I've had from I should check, see how many states it's been from, but I have grandmothers and grandfathers and people from out of state that that's their only way of listening.
Absolutely.
And I've had many of those that have contacted me by email wanting to know how they could listen to their grandchild. And we have service people that are overseas right now.
Absolutely.
That would like to listen to games.
Well, I wanted to give you the opportunity to make it public that Greene County Tech would have loved to have done it were they allowed to do so.
Those are the facts.
That's the facts. Okay. Coach, thank you so much for coming on with us. We're going to hand that microphone over to Clifton real quick. We're not going to be taking a commercial break before we sign off from Battens, so we're just going to hand that over to him. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, and I should have warned you it would take longer than 20 minutes. Okay. We'll see you. Thanks.
What we're going to do, thank you, Coach, I appreciate you. What we're going to do is we're going to go off for just a few minutes. We're going to take a break, and we're going to flip it back over very briefly to Sports Byline USA, because our second hour of the show is already ready for you from all of our interviews last night at the 5A East State Tournament.
That's right, and what a great interview with Coach Cunningham. I enjoyed that. I know we always have.
We need to have him on more often.
We will. We had Coach and I had talked about that back in November, December, but with the moving into the new school.
Oh, sure.
With the and then after they finally got settled, for January and February, and the waves. See, Coach, the comms, the waves calmed down. Then all of a sudden, I found out we're hosting a state tournament. So he's not really had the time to get him up here with all the transitions that's been made. So, but yes, next year, new school year, we'll have him come up here for football. We'll have him come up here for basketball. It's just fun talking to him, and he knows so much about not only the game of basketball, but now as the AD, and he can share so much information with us. So.
Well, that's going to do it for our live portion of today's broadcast. We're going to take a break, and you won't hear any commercials. What you'll hear is Sports Byline USA very briefly before I bring it back on to our interviews from yesterday. And we got to talk to a player from every winning team yesterday at the 5A State Tournament.
And a couple of our own.
And that's right. We got lots of great interviews for you, and we're going to be playing those for you at the top of the hour. A little bit past the top of the hour. You went late, man. I was trying to tell you.
Well, and these kids, we've interviewed a lot of kids since the start of your prime time. These kids sometimes don't want to talk. They're a little shy or a little mic frightened or whatever the case may be. But you know what? We had just about every one of them yesterday.
Just took it and ran with it.
Yes.
Yep.
Just took it and ran with it and talked about their program. You'd ask them a question, and they would just take all that. So I thought we had really, really good interviews with the young folks yesterday, young student athletes. And if you want to listen to them, please get on and tell your friends and pass it on.
Okay, folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be back very, very shortly with those interviews for you on Double G Sports Talk Saturday here on yourprimetimesports.com. Welcome back for Hour 2 of Double G Sports Talk Saturday. I'm Dave Grimm. Yesterday there were 6 great 5A basketball games at the state tournament at Greene County Tech. And the first game on the agenda for the day was the Greenwood Lady Bulldogs against the Beebe Lady Badgers. Greenwood handled the Beebe Lady Badgers easily, 71-44. After the game, Clifton spoke with Allie Wilson. No, not that Allie Wilson. Greenwood's Allie Wilson.
I have with me Allie Wilson from Greenwood, who just finished off a victory against the Lady BB Badgers. So,
yes, sir.
How do you feel moving along in this tournament at this point?
Feels great. We've had a long 2 days waiting for today. We played Tuesday and had a great, but a rough start, I think, compared to how we played in regular season on Tuesday. And now we got our win today, and it feels great. But, we got to take care of business tomorrow, and we're looking forward to next week, hopefully. But we got to focus on tomorrow right now.
Now, tomorrow's going to be a tough matchup.
It will.
CAC.
Yes, sir.
They knocked out the Greene County Tech Lady Eagles last night. And actually, a little over 30 points, the way the game ended up. It was pretty close in the first half. But I see a good matchup between y'all. The thing that I like about Greenwood that has so impressed me is y'all are so deep on the bench.
Yep.
And it seems like that no matter who Coach Reeves sends in there, you girls can shoot the ball up.
Yes, sir. Last year we were really young. We had a bunch of young players on our team. Everybody, our junior class now, last year sophomore class, is the majority of our team. Megan Hartness being a freshman on our team, coming in and playing a big role in our team is a lot. And with a year under the majority of our team under a year under their belt, and coming in this year, knowing what state is like, knowing what that pressured position is like, knowing, all right, this is the time that I make my plays, is a lot for our team. And having the confidence in each other, whether it's the first starting 5 or the next 5, means a lot on our team, and it plays a big role.
Now, you're a senior this year, and is this all 3 years for you that you've been to the postseason?
Yes, sir.
I thought that was correct. And so, with your senior leadership, and y'all don't. I don't remember when I looked at my roster how many seniors are on the team.
There's 5.
Yeah, 5 girls, and so the team's fairly young. I mean, there was one time on the floor today that there was no seniors on the floor at all.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, they played like they were all seniors out there.
Yep.
So it's really impressive. And I'm really impressed with the young lady's name, the 9th grader.
Megan Hartness.
Megan Hartness.
Yep.
Yeah, and she's just. I mean, she don't play like a 9th grader.
No,
so
sir.
What is that like to have that that caliber of play out there on the floor, knowing that she's 14. She just turned 14 years old, but she don't play like a 14-year-old.
We give Megan such a hard time all the time. We go out to eat and stuff, and we'll say, "Okay, Megan, here's your sippy cup," and we say, we give her a hard time all the time. But when she steps on that floor, she's a playmaker. And whether she is 14 or 18, it doesn't make a difference on our team. She's going to step in there and make the plays. We're going to welcome her to our family. So it does mean a lot, and we do encourage her. And I do look forward, even after this year, to see her improve and to be a star at Greenwood.
And I'm gonna tell you, I've been around sports all my life. That's what makes championship teams is when teammates take on someone like the Hartness girl and say, hey, yeah, we're going to have a little fun with you in the bus and, at the motel room and when we're in restaurants. But when we're on that floor, we're dependent on you. Mm-hmm. You're part of us now.
Right.
And that's what makes championship teams. And so when you have that camaraderie and you have that love toward one another, you can go a long way in the state tournament. So
yes, sir.
Now I noticed you had a brace over your face. Tell me,
face mask.
Yeah, face mask. Tell us what happened.
On Valentine's Day, actually, at Siloam, a couple minutes into the game, I went in and took a pretty good shot to the face on a rebound. Number 14 on Siloam, Cumming. She pulled the ball out to the outside and knocked me in the face, and found out about a minute later. Trainer looked me in the face and said, "Yep, your nose is broken." So left at halftime, went to the hospital, and a week ago, or last Wednesday, had surgery on it and got it all fixed, and so it's all good. But I'm just trying to keep my cautious.
Keep protected.
Yep.
Yeah. Does this look straight?
It does look pretty straight to me.
Well, that's been broke twice, so you have hope.
Yes, sir. You know, that face mask isn't the best protection all the time, probably, but you know, it's keeping me in the game and allowing me to play, so that's all that matters.
Does it affect your shooting ability a little bit? I mean, have you got used to it since the 14th of February? And
yeah, it's definitely hard. My shooting ability hasn't changed at all.
Right.
That's not too hard, but my teammates have learned not to give me a bounce pass.
There you go.
Because those pads underneath my eyes aren't the most comfortable thing, and you know, it's hard to adjust, but lots of practice and extra time out of regular practice has got me to get used to it. So
well, now I want to tell our fans out there before we cut you loose here in a minute, do you know the starting quarterback for the Arkansas Razorbacks? I heard that in the stands too.
I don't know where you heard that, but he's a pretty good friend of mine.
we are talking about Allie's brother, Tyler Wilson, and quarterback for the Arkansas Razorbacks. So it's really fun having you up here today. We really wanted you to come to Batten's Donuts in the morning and do this live.
All right.
And so I talked to your coach when y'all first came into the gym today. I looked at the bracket, and I noticed that if you won today's game, you played at noontime tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, boy, this is going to be a trick to pull this one off. And so I went over to him, and I said, hey, Coach, I said, where are y'all staying? And he said, Jonesboro. And I said, when's y'all shoot around? He said, between 7:30 and 8:30 in the morning. And so I said, well, it's going to be really tough for me to get Allie or get one. First I said one of your girls to come live at Batten's Donuts because we do our morning talk show there for 2 hours. He said, yeah, it's gonna be pretty tough because we'll do our shoot around, then we'll have our light breakfast, and then we'll get ready, get on the bus, leave at 10:30, and be here. So I got to thinking, and I thought, we got to pull this off where we can tape delay this, Yep. So and then I've really become good friends with Coach Reeves' father and mother. Sits over there on the front row.
Good people.
Yes, they are fine people.
Yes, sir.
We've sat beside one another. I'm right behind them every day this week, and they are just a joy to talk to.
Yes, sir.
And he is a Bulldog fan. I mean, listen, Allie, there's a couple of times that y'all made some 3-pointers. I don't know how old he is, but he's up on his rear, feet off the ground and arms in the air, and it is so funny to watch him. I told him, I said, you're going to stroke out, man. You're going to have to slow down. He said, my wife said yesterday we're getting too old for all of this. He is a joy.
Yes, sir.
And so he's got to be one of y'all's biggest fans.
For sure. Lately or all week, he's been at our hotel the last couple days, and every time we have Subway delivered to our hotel, he's always there and passing them out and just, hey girls, how are you? Just making sure that we have everything we need and being our biggest fan. And it does mean a lot for us to have a community sport, not only at the gym but at our hotel as well.
You bet. That's the big thing is when those community members follow along.
Yes,
they're
sir.
always there patting you on the back. I try to do as much of that here as possible, and it was a little heartbreaking last night to walk down into that tunnel and hug 6 seniors with tears coming down their eyes.
Yep.
So yeah, when you and them girls know it, they appreciate it here just like y'all do in Greenwood. So listen, Allie, it's been really nice talking to you today, and we wish the Lady Bulldogs the best of luck the rest of the tournament. I'm going to tell you a little secret.
Thank you.
I have y'all picked. I picked y'all at the very beginning before the tournament started. So don't tell nobody that, okay? So, but anyway, it's been fun, and we wish you well tomorrow. I'll be here watching y'all play. Folks, that was Allie Wilson from the Greenwood Lady Bulldogs, and what a joy she was to interview. So stay tuned. We'll have more interviews from yourprimetimesports.com.
Game 2 on the day yesterday was the barn burner of the entire tournament. A double overtime victory for the Beebe Badgers over the Alma Airedales, 85-83. And after that game, Clifton spoke with Beebe's Brandon Fuller, and then I spoke to Beebe head coach Ryan Marshall.
All right, welcome back to yourprimetimesports.com. I have from the BB Badgers, Brandon Fuller. Great game, Brandon. What a game, man! Double overtime.
Yes, sir. Yes.
That's just amazing because y'all are a very good basketball club. We have watched y'all several times this year with you being in the Tech and Paragould Conference. But you were up against a very, very good Alma ball club, and your teammate Zach Baker hit the last second shot in regulation to tie it up, and that was just a big play. So, what was your thoughts when you seen that?
I mean, he does it in practice. We expected out of him. He stepped up, even though he's a sophomore. He's not playing like a sophomore. He has a lot of confidence in his shot, and he came up big, and that's what he does.
I was watching that shot, and he seemed like he just, when the ball hit his hands, you could just read his body motion that, hey, I'm going to drill this.
Oh, yeah. That's every day in practice.
Is that every day?
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day. I mean, he has the confidence of a college athlete. I mean, he'll do whatever it takes to win. We all enjoy winning, and we didn't come down here to lose.
That's right. And he's just a sophomore?
Yes, sir.
Wow. That's very impressive. Well, you had 21 points yourself, and you had a very good day. Tell me about some of the plays that you made and what you were feeling.
Well, first of all, it's my team. They trusted me to lead them and be a leader, and cutting hard. They were cutting very hard, and they had noticed that I was hot, and they wanted to keep giving me the ball, and I told the coach that I was feeling it, and they just kept distributing the ball to me. So,
well, they did a great job of that. What coach talk about at halftime?
He said that we played a great half. They really didn't hit any threes on them. The game plan was to not let them hit as many threes and get good ball pressure on them. He wanted us to come out with the same intensity and just put the game away.
Well, and y'all did come out with the intensity level that you left the court with at halftime, and I was just really impressed with the way y'all's team performed. Now, one of my favorite players to watch beside yourself is Dayton Scott. That kid is just incredible. I have watched him for 3 years. I don't guess I've ever seen a young man that can stand even flat-footed and get as high as he can. I mean, is he not amazing?
I mean, he's ridiculous. I mean, we work on it every day. Me and him have that chemistry. I can look at him and I can just see what he wants me to do. If he wants me to throw it up to him, he can just look at me and I'll be like, just throw it up. And it's just amazing, having him as my teammate because he picks up a lot of stuff that we do bad because he's such a great athlete.
He is such a phenomenal athlete, and I can't recall a game that I have either photographed of y'all's or broadcasted of y'all's that he did not have one of those backdoor slams. Is that almost one per game?
I think he's averaging about 2 or 3.
Really?
2 or 3 a game, yes.
Wow, he is. I'm telling you, folks, if you've never seen this young man play, and you're anywhere around Greene County Tech High School tomorrow, you need to come out and watch the BB Badgers play. And I promise you that Dayton Scott will have a backdoor cut alley-oop pass from Brandon Fuller and probably have his elbows in the rim, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, he probably will. He does it every day in practice, so.
He is just amazing.
Yeah.
Well, y'all just played a wonderful game today. Very stressful game from the fan standpoint because I'm telling you, I don't know if you realize it or not, but I think 80% of this gymnasium roared after the regulation period when Zach hit his jumper, and then at the end of the first overtime, y'all had one free throw. They made a free throw, tied it back up. Nobody could score, and this place was rocking and rolling for the Beebe Badgers. Did you realize that?
Yes, I did.
I know y'all got a good crowd, but this place has got over 2,000 people in it, and I know Beebe didn't send 2,000 people.
No, most of it I believe is like Bologna, Morrilton. The Tech fans are here. You know, they're cheering for us.
The Paragould fans were cheering for you too.
Paragould, we have a bunch of friends that are at Paragould, so they like to cheer for us. They like to watch us, and they just help us get it done.
Well, and they did, and I think that one of the things is that I seen all the Paragould fans and Tech fans cheering for you. That's a compliment to the 5A East. We do like our schools.
Yeah.
We may not act like it sometimes when we're playing against one another, but we do like the 5A East, and we also believe that the 5A East is the toughest conference. Do you agree?
Yes, sir. I really do. Night in and night out, you have to play your hardest, or you can't get beat. I mean, you can't just go in thinking you're going to win. You can't just go in, just walk in the gym and think you're going to win. It's just not going to happen like that, not in the 5A.
And it's tough to win a road game, too, in the 5A East, isn't it?
It's so tough.
It's almost impossible.
Really it is.
If you get a road victory in the 5A East, you've accomplished something that night. So, well, Brandon, we thank you so much for coming on here at the halftime of the Paragould and Bologna girls game. And we wish you guys the best of luck tomorrow. We'll be here rooting for you. And just can't wait to see you play tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
With that same intensity. So, folks, that was Brandon Fuller with the Beebe Badgers. And we just appreciate you listening. And we'll return in a little while with yourprimetimesports.com.
Okay, back here on yourprimetimesports.com for Double G Sports Talk Saturday. I'm speaking with Coach Ryan Marshall here, head coach of the Beebe Badgers, after a marathon double overtime victory over the favorite Alma Airedales. Am I saying it right? Airedales? I don't know. Anyway, Beebe beat them, so it doesn't matter. Thanks for coming on, Coach.
Hey, not a problem.
Now, let's talk about that marathon game. You guys were behind the entire game until about the last 2 minutes of the ball game when you started making that comeback, tied it up, sent it to overtime, then another overtime, finally pulled it out in double overtime. Man, there's so many different things you can talk about that game.
Oh yeah, there was definitely a lot of highs and lows. And we'd really been preaching coming into this week that there's going to be a lot of adversity and there's going to be a lot of runs made, and we really weren't comfortable with the game being in the 60s or 70s, but that's where it got to in regulation, and I thought our kids did a good job of just staying with it, and we didn't panic, we didn't get rushed. I think we were down 7 or 8 there with about 1:15 to go, and hit a couple big shots, got a couple good defensive stops, big offensive rebound, and then Baker's three to send it into the first overtime was huge, obviously.
Now, I believe we talked to one of your players just a few minutes ago. It was the young man, I believe it was Brandon Fuller that we talked to, who hit the big shot that sent it to overtime. Let's talk about Brandon. Let's talk about some of the other guys on your team as well.
Okay, now Baker sent it into overtime.
Baker sent, okay.
Yeah. Now Brandon Sleddenson scoring with 21. He's been our point guard all year, and then Zach Baker's he's kind of a 3-4 man for us, sophomore that can step out and shoot the three, and I guess he hit 3 of them today. So, but Brandon's he's a tough-nosed kid. He likes to compete defensively. Does a really good job for us, but. He's our leader. He's our team captain, and when he fouled out, and then Dayton fouled out, and then of course May. We look over and our 3 leading scorers are on the bench with a lot of basketball left, and had 2 sophomores and a junior out on the floor, and Jake Slinker, our junior, and I thought he played a tremendous ball game. He hit big shots. You've got a couple really big offensive boards in that stretch when we were battling back, but I was just really proud of it. They just showed a ton of character, A
ton of Beebe fans made the trip up here to Paragould. It's a trip they're used to. They have to come up here twice a year anyway to play Greene County Tech and to play Paragould. An entire half of the gym was Beebe fans. How much did that help, do you think?
Oh, I think it's definitely early in the game. It helped our nerves. I think we bought around 150 students on pet bus, but I thought that helped calm our nerves. And I think the later the game went, just the atmosphere and all that, I think that was kind of just tuned out on the floor. They were just playing ball, but I thought the first half it helped us a lot.
Turns out, as we record this, we have now discovered or learned that you're the only 5A East boys team still in the tournament. Forest City was beaten 65-53 by Greenwood. What does that say about the 5A East? Well, I mean, it's a tough conference anyway. You guys were able to make it to the semifinals. You got Little Rock Mills. Is this shaking out the way you thought it would shake out?
Well, when you get this time, it's hard to tell, and you, particularly when you get down to the final 8 there, I mean, anybody can win. Usually really good ball clubs at this point. I thought Nettleton had a tough draw, obviously, in Sylvan Hills in their first game, but from what I gathered, they played them a pretty good ball game, and Greene County Tech, had a chance to beat Mills, who I feel, right behind Sylvan. And Forest City, had a good game with Greenwood. I think Greenwood had been playing really well coming into this. We finished second in the East, and I really personally felt like we were the best team. But Forest City got it done during the regular season. And then, from watching it, as well as I do, our top 5 could beat each other any given night. It was pretty well balanced there. They're your top 4 or 5 teams.
You've got Little Rock Mills Saturday 1:30, or as this interview airs today at 1:30. They had a similar game to you guys. They battled from behind for almost the whole game. They were behind to Camden Fairview, came back to put it into overtime, and then eventually win the game by a bucket, 68-66. Right here last night. Were you here to watch that game?
Yes, sir, I was. It was, thinking about it, was similar. They were down 7 with 1:26 to go. They were down 7 and hit some big shots. Fairview, was a little 50-50 on the free throw line, and they hit a 3 at the end of regulation, sending it to overtime.
Is there anything different, anything you may need to change, or just play the game that brought you here against Little Rock Mills?
Well, we're going to play our game. We're going to adjust our press offense a little bit. Defensively, we might make a few adjustments. We have played them before, but that's what I told our guys today. That coming out here with a victory today, our plan didn't win it, but our practice is what got it done today.
So you played Mills before?
We played Mills in December. They beat us 15 in Greenbrier's tournament. They just they get after you. They full court man you and really try to wear you down. I didn't think we played a very good ball game. We didn't have Chapman at that time, and we had another kid that was out sick that plays a lot of minutes. So hopefully it'll be a different story this time around.
Did you bring that tape on the trip with you?
Oh, yes, we got that tape.
Y'all will be watching that at the hotel room tonight.
Yes, well, Coach O'Connor and I will be breaking that down. It was funny. We came up last night, Coach and I did, and we're getting home about 1 in the morning, and he goes, I bet on us for tomorrow. I said, you bet on us? He said, yeah. He said, he's got $3. He goes, I went ahead and paid to have our dogs boarded. So
it worked out.
The
gamble paid off. Yeah. So you've got Little Rock Mills tomorrow, Coach. We're wishing you the best of luck. You're the only 5A East team left in the boys bracket, and we want to see you go to Hot Springs.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
We'll be back after this commercial break right here on Double G Sports Talk Saturday. Game 3 yesterday, our hometown Paragould Lady Rams survive a scare from the Valonia Lady Eagles. The Lady Eagles led most of the way. Paragould had to come from behind to tie the game at the end of regulation and end up winning it in overtime, 54-47. After the game, Clifton spoke with Morgan Trepo.
Welcome back to YourPrimetimeSports.com. I have for a special guest this halftime, Morgan Trepo. Good to have you, young lady.
Yes, sir. Glad to be here.
Tough game, man. But you know what?
Oh.
You have to win one of those to get where you're wanting to go.
Oh, glad we got it over with.
What was it like during that whole game? What was going through your head?
I mean, we didn't play very good at all the first half, and third quarter when we came back and we got down that much. I mean, we all got our heads down, but I just I felt like this couldn't be our last game as a senior, and I'm like, no, and I'm glad we really picked it up in the end.
Well, I tell you what, I told some Paragould fans, and they all agreed with me in the hospitality room a minute ago. I kept watching Coach Cook in the first half, and everyone on our talk show and during our broadcast has heard me say nothing but good things about Coach Cook this year. And I kept watching him, and he never seemed to get upset or get out of kilter in any form or fashion. I kept watching his face. Even when he would be sitting there watching the game, I thought, he's got a lot of confidence in these girls, and he's being real patient.
He does, and we're really grateful for that because he's such a great coach, and because of that, I think we came out on top.
What did he say at halftime? Thank you. What did he say at halftime when y'all went in the dressing room and you were down against a very good Bologna club? What was his thoughts, and what kind of different game plan did he come out with in the second half?
He just let us know that wasn't us and that we needed to really pick it up, and they had some really good players, and they were shooting shots, and we weren't there when we needed to be, and we came out and did it in the fourth quarter, not in the third quarter because we didn't play very well that. But like you said, you could tell he was confident. I mean, he didn't get out of control.
Yeah, and that has to make all of you girls. I think there were 7 girls. Let's see here, 7 girls off the bench today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 girls off the bench today out of the lineup. But, that's got to make 8 girls feel really good that their head basketball coach has that much confidence in them, because there was at one time y'all were down 12, 14 points, and I don't have all the stats in front of me, but it may have been even a little more than that. But, I told someone in the hospitality room I thought y'all were in shock treatment for a little while in the first half.
Yeah, I don't know what was wrong. I think we took the other team for granted when we shouldn't have, and we weren't prepared like we should have been. And it just took longer than we would have liked for it to finally pick up and realize that, hey, we're not going to lose this game.
Well, I know one thing. If you had to play that type of game, it couldn't have been any better than to play it right here in the Eagles' Nest and have this home crowd.
Oh, it
These
was great.
folks were behind y'all.
Yes, it was amazing. I mean, that's one of the best feelings, in my whole career.
And it's unusual because of the rivalry that goes on between Tech and Paragould, but I've seen people in green and gold and red and blue. I mean, just a mixture of people standing up and cheering and clapping. And to me, that was awesome to see our community pull together.
I mean, it's just great to have the whole town. I mean, we're having people come up to us that we don't even know, say congratulations and stuff, and that's another great feeling. I mean, It's amazing.
Well, I'm glad y'all did what you did in the fourth quarter, because you were going to ruin all my predictions.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I have y'all picked down to the finals with Greenwood.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my goodness, they're fixing to just make me look stupid, But
no, we didn't.
No, you didn't. You didn't. You did awesome. I mean, I was real. When I'm down there on the floor with a camera, I can't show emotions. I can't get excited. I'm carrying a media pass around my neck, so I sure can't say anything to a referee. And sometimes I really want to, but I got right there at the end. I got a little, pumping the fist and slapping my leg. And, I got a little excited.
It was so intense out there, and just it was awesome.
I'm gonna ask you this question. I know it's probably not one you're gonna want to answer, but we always have to talk about everything. I want to know because, I see it day in and day out, year round. I'm around sports year round. So much pressure is put on young people.
Yeah.
I mean, I seen on the internet the other day, they have a top 46th grade basketball players in the nation now.
Really?
We're talking 6th grade.
Yeah.
And these are the top 40 in the nation.
I'm
like, these kids haven't even developed yet.
Yeah.
But there's so much pressure put on our youth today. And what was going through your mind when you stepped to the free throw line with 1 tick left on the clock in regulation, and all you had to do was hit one?
I mean, there was, like you said, so much pressure. And I wanted to do it for my team more than myself. But, didn't happen. But I guess it was okay at the end because we ended up winning by more. Yeah. But it was
at the end, it was okay. But I can tell you what was going through my mind as I was on a knee over in the corner. I thought, okay, here's Morgan Trepo walking to the line. All she's got to do is hit one. What a great way to end this game with the senior, the senior leadership.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, it's my year. I can go. I can get it. I've made my other ones.
And besides
make this one.
Besides your mom and dad and your grandpa and grandma sitting up there in the stands, I'm probably your other biggest fan that was sitting over thinking, Morgan, just sink one of them, sweetheart. Just sink one of them. Well, and it didn't work out that way. But the final result was y'all did win as a team. You did come back to the free throw line, and you did knock it down.
Kind of redeem myself.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And you did. And I got some great pictures of you getting some key rebounds.
Oh, yeah.
Making some good plays inside, making some good passes to the right person. So you did a whole lot more good quality things than that one.
Yeah.
We don't want that to overshadow you. I just know any person that steps up to that free throw line with the game tied with 1 tick on the clock left, that's got to be an enormous amount of pressure.
Oh yeah, it was.
I just want to know what your thought was. So, it was just a tremendous game. So, but you had a teammate that, man, she just walked up there and had ice water in her veins. Carson Gill.
Oh, Carson's like one of the best free throw shooters we have. I mean, she's probably close to like 80 to 90% on the line, free throw line. I mean,
let's look at the tally sheets here. Let's see. Carson led. She actually tied with Sydney Layrock. She had 14, and Sydney had 14. And then you followed up with 10. They kind of kept Savannah Walker at bay today, and that's unusual. Savannah. They denied her the ball a lot. She had trouble getting the ball in the paint. But I'm going to tell you a couple of times she did get it in the paint, and she went up with that little left-handed shot. She put it in.
Yes,
so if she ever got her hands on it. And then Rachel Dicus had 6, and Sarah Dicus had 4. So that rounded out the scoring with 54 points. So y'all get to move on to tomorrow. Beating Viola 54-47. Great game. Just a tremendous effort by y'all, and you didn't give up. And I guarantee you, this place is going to be rocking tomorrow. It's going to be packed out. So, now, how about your senior counterpart over there?
Mona Garrett.
Huh?
Mona Garrett.
Mona Garrett. You want to talk to me? Oh, she's shaking her head. I would like to talk to the other senior on the basketball club.
Hey, get your butt over here.
She won't do it. Listen. I haven't got to talk to you all year long. I only got to mention your name a couple of times when you get in the game and conference games. So now's your opportunity to come over and sit and talk. Oh, she's. I'm not going to ask her no more. She'll be mad at me. So, hey, we're about ready to get back to the Forest City and Greenwood game. Morgan, thank you so much for coming on. You're always
no problem.
It's always a pleasure to have you. Like I said, we'll be rooting for you tomorrow, so thank you very much. Stay tuned. We'll have more interviews from yourprimetimesports.com.
So let's flash back to Thursday when the Greene County Tech Lady Eagles fell to the Central Arkansas Christian Lady Mustangs 68-43. That was the season-ending game for the Lady Eagles. I got to talk to Lexie Gramling, whose season actually ended a few weeks before that, a season-ending injury against the Paragould Lady Rams, and I got to get a retrospective from Lexie on the season. All right, sitting here courtside at Greene County Tech Arena, talking to Lexie Gramling, starting guard for the Greene County Tech Lady Eagles, who, as most of you know, missed the last, 5 games of the season due to re-injuring her ACL in her knee. So that was the Paragould game was the last game of your high school career. First of all, thanks for coming on with us today.
No problem.
I know it's the day after Greene County Tech lost in the second round of the state tournament, so I know that you and your whole team probably have a plethora of emotion right now.
We've cried enough.
Talk about what your team accomplished this season. Talk about how proud you are of your team.
I want to give a big thanks just to Coach Harding because he taught us a lot about just our character, and he coached us and also made us just better people, and he was a good role model for us. and we accomplished our goal for the season was just to have fun and bond as a family, and then it should go from there. And so I think we did that, and we overcame a lot of adversity, more than I ever thought we ever could. So it just made us stronger people for it.
Let's talk about your injury for a minute. Let's talk about the Paragould game. What exactly happened to your knee that night? Talk about the play that caused it, and what happened.
Well, the first time, it happened the same way this time like it did the first. I was going towards the basket, and I got kneed on the outside of my knee, and it went in, and it tore both ways that time. And then I tried to play. I was shooting around before senior night at our practice, and then my meniscus locked up because I was going to try to play if I could, if it would let me. And then when my meniscus locked up, I still can't straighten my leg out. So
are you wearing a brace for that now?
No, I should be. Now. Yeah, I should be, but it's already torn. I can't do any more damage. So.
Well, let me ask you this. Okay, they're going to repair it again, obviously.
This Thursday. This coming Thursday.
This coming Thursday, 1 week from yesterday, they're going to operate on the knee again.
Yeah.
So in another, say, 6 months or so, your knee will, in theory, be back to normal.
Yeah, hopefully.
Were you planning on playing any AAU basketball or maybe any college basketball of any kind?
No, I'm going to college strictly for my grade or education. I want to be after having physical therapy, that's what I want to be. I want to be a physical therapist and a nutritionist, so I'm going to school and I'm going to focus on that. I might play some intramurals here and there, but that's where I'll get my fun.
So you were not planning on playing any spring sports at Greene County Tech anyway, softball, track, anything like that, soccer?
Strictly basketball.
Strictly basketball. So you're a senior, your athletic career is over. Looking back on however many years of athletics.
12.
12. You from first grade on. What are the high points? What are the low points? Just sum it up in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
No, just give us an overview if you would.
I mean, just us 6 seniors, with us being so close, that's the best thing about it. All our trips to we had AAU together throughout the many years with my dad, and just all those trips that just bonded us, and now we're a family. We're practically one. Our parents have grown into just one group. We don't even, it's just, I'm numb to the pain. I don't know how to live life without basketball, as well as any other sport at Greene County Tech, but I don't know. I'm sick. It makes me sick.
Well, you've got the 6 seniors you were talking about. Now, you're going to where to college?
ASU. I'm rooming with Olivia Pritchard.
So you and Olivia are going to be through thick and thin still.
Oh, yeah.
And the other 4, do you know if they're going to stay in touch with you? Are they going to be close to you? Are they going to ASU?
Two or three might. One of them's going to Fayetteville, but we're always be close to her. It's Lauren. And then the others, we plan on staying as close as possible. We went and ate lunch today. We're always together. So I don't think anything will change.
Well, you don't have basketball practice anymore. None of the 6
we woke up, we wanted to go. We were all talking to each other.
What are you going to do with your time now? You're going to have a lot of free time on your hands between now and the end of school.
I'm going to have a lot of therapy on my hands. So
that's very true. You're right.
I think I'll stay busy. But as for the others, we've all talked about working out together, trying to stay as small as possible, because we know without basketball that we're not getting any exercise at all. So that's what we're going to stay close. We're just going to work with each other.
Now, let me ask you this. During the course of the season, when the girls would get done playing and the boys would be out on the floor, did you guys jump up in there and with the Rail Rumblers and become a part of that deal? Were y'all part of the Rail Rumblers?
Yeah, some of us did. We were begging them all year to cheer for us. So when they started cheering for us, then we started cheering with them. That was our deal.
Well, the Rail Rumblers have become statewide famous now.
Oh yeah. I'm proud of them.
The state tournament has been hosted here, and people have come from around the state to see.
They helped us so much, and the boys especially. They were a big part of Greene County Tech.
And how about your last half of your last season being in this brand new facility here?
I'm glad. I mean, it's a great end and a great beginning for all the ones below us. So it was, I mean, you don't get much nicer than this. So I'm real honored to play in it.
I appreciate you coming up here and hanging out with me for just a little while the games are going on below us. And hopefully maybe we can get some of your 5 cohorts, your 5 senior friends up here to talk to them during the course of the rest of the tournament as well. So if you see them, send them up here to me, okay?
I will.
All right, that is Lexie Gramling hanging out with me for a little while here at the 5A state tournament. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have more interviews for you right here on yourPrimetimeSports.com. Back to Friday's games now. Forest City and Greenwood in the boys bracket. The Greenwood Bulldogs hand a stunning defeat to the Forest City Mustangs, 65-53. And after the game, Clifton spoke with Ryan Lensing of the Greenwood Bulldogs.
All right, welcome back to yourPrimetimeSports.com. I have Ryan Lensing, is that right? Am I pronouncing that right? With the Greenwood Bulldogs. Just now sat down here. I'm looking at the score sheet. And 34 points, young man. Big night.
Sir.
I seen you play the other night. You had a big night. You're a really good outside shooter.
Thank you, thank you.
So I'm assuming that the team really depends on you on that outside shooting.
Yes, sir, they do.
What was y'all's game plan when you came in to the nice contest against Forest City? Because, you know, they're from the 5A East. We see them quite often here, and they're big.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, we came into this game knowing that we we're going to be the underdog, and that just put more intensity in ourselves to come out and show everybody what we're doing and how Greenwood basketball is played. And coming into this game, we knew we were outsized. We just wanted to make sure we boxed out on offense, get the rebounds, and make sure we don't turn over the ball that much. They had 2 big guys. We did pretty good on them, I'd say, in the second half. First half, they kind of got us, but we bounced back, and we made sure we finished the game strong.
Yeah, Thompson and Lee, they can be hard to deal with. Like I said, we see them quite often during the Paragould and Greene County Tech contest in the conference play. You know, they're just massive young men, and they're very quick. And they never really let up at all right there till the end when they picked up the technical. Y'all had an opportunity to pull away a little bit, you know. So, but no, y'all. What did Coach say to you at halftime? You know, with the score the way it was, and I think at halftime it was. I don't know if I have any halftime statistics. I don't see any halftime statistics, but what did he? Oh yeah, here we are. Let's see. Looks like we got 33 to 30. So they had a 3-point. Y'all had a 3-point advantage. What was his game plan at halftime? Any adjustments?
Not really. We just we were getting beat on the offensive rebounds, and we wanted to make sure that we boxed out the second half and made sure we secured them, not let them get second chances. And if we don't let them get second chances, we had a chance to pull away from the game and take the win.
You said y'all were considered the underdog. Who considered you the underdog?
Basically everybody around here. We've had some rough years over the past, and not many people knew about Greenwood basketball, and this has been the year that we've got our name out there. People are not now looking at us, but still considering us the underdogs, but we like it that way. We like being the underdogs in a game because it gives us just that one more thing that we can do to prove people wrong and prove that we actually are the best.
Well, you definitely did that, but I want to let you in on something. I told everybody today we were going to have 6 well-played basketball games. They were all going to be really, really good and exciting. And right now at this point, I am 4 for 4. I had y'all pick to win. I may have been the only one in the gym besides your fans. I don't know.
You probably were.
But I based that on what I watched the other night and y'all's shooting ability from the outside and your 3-point range. And I also based that on if Thompson and Lee did not score inside, and I knew that y'all had a little bit better, deeper bench.
Yeah.
So, you know, you did scare me right there at the end. But I thought, you know, And I looked at the lady next to me after the buzzer went off, and I said, "Well, I'm 4 for 4." She said, "You sure are." She said, "You did pick them." So I had confidence in you.
Oh, thank you.
Let's talk about some of your other teammates. I don't know y'all very well, so just recap some of the game, and let's talk about some of your teammates here. I think we got some. Let's see, 17. Is that McAvoy?
Yeah.
Colton McAvoy had 17 points.
Yes,
sir. He was the only other player in double digits. Everyone else followed up. Lucas Adams with 6. Drew Morgan with 4. Looks like McAllister and Ethan Clark had 2 apiece to round out the scoring. What grade is McAvoy in?
He's a junior.
Just a junior.
Yes,
Now, yeah, number 23. Nice looking young man out on the floor.
Yes, he is.
Who handles the ball for y'all mostly out? Who kind of is the leading general out there on the floor for y'all?
Usually Drew Morgan, but Colton and him, they share the play calling and make sure we're in our sets and make sure the ball's going to the right places at the right time. And they've done an outstanding job with that this year. I couldn't have asked for 2 better point guards. Colton's he'll play the 2 more than Drew. He's more of an attacking guard, and they've really stepped up since last year. I'm very impressed with them. They've shown me a lot of character and a lot of determination.
Now this is a very young Greenwood team. There's not but one other senior on the team, and that's Adam Lucas. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So y'all are the only 2 seniors on the squad.
Yes, sir. We are.
And Adam, he had a little play. I guess he had 24 minutes play, but he didn't have but 6 points. So, what's his job out on the floor as a leading senior?
His the same as mine. He's more of a shooter, but he tends to find that time when he makes his 3 that really puts us up. He knows that he finds a time in the game that really is a big shot. He really pulls through for us. He's worked hard the last 2 years coming up to this year. Me and him both we're determined to get our team to the state playoffs, and now that we're here, we're determined not to make ourselves go home anytime soon. We're going to keep this train going, and we're going to see how far we get.
Well, and I'm sure Coach Martin has y'all prepared, and are y'all going to have a shoot around in the morning or a little walkthrough?
Yeah, I think we are.
I have Sylvan Hills. They haven't played yet. They'll play after the girls' game here that's going on right now. But I have Sylvan Hills picked over Morrilton. Watched Sylvan Hills play the other day. They have the young man that has already signed with Kentucky, Goodwin. What is y'all's game plan there against them?
I'm not sure yet. Coach Martin, he's been looking at film for quite some time now on the Sylvan Hills, and whatever he says, it's going to be a good game plan. It's just as long as we go out and execute.
Yeah, y'all going to go out and execute it tomorrow, and I'm sure it will be. I'm sure it'll be a great basketball game. So against 2 very, very good teams. So I really enjoyed y'all's play tonight. I think tomorrow's game will be, like I said, just as awesome. So we really look forward to watching y'all and supporting y'all. How do you like the new facility here at Greene County Tech?
Oh, it's a great facility. It's pretty nice.
The floor?
Oh, yeah, the floor is.
And the lighting?
Yeah, floor and lighting is incredible. I like this gym. It's good.
Well,
good place to play.
We just opened this up in January, and this been about a 6-year process of getting all this school built and everything. Yeah. So we're really proud of it.
Yeah.
And we hope that everyone that's participated here, and along with the crowd, has really enjoyed their stay at Paragould and being a part of this Greene County Tech new facility. So Dave's pulling the book away from me. Yeah, I have it here for a reason. So, but anyway. Got anything you want to say? Because we're going to have this on tomorrow, my friend. You better say it to them now. Say hi to Grandpa and Grandma or somebody.
I just say hi to my family, and shout out to my teammates. They've played incredible this week. Got 2 more to go. 1 game at a time, boys. Let's go.
1 game at a time. That's Ryan Lensing of the Greenwood Bulldogs, and we appreciate him so much for taking the time to come up for an interview. And good luck tomorrow, okay?
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll have more interviews from yourprimetimesports.com.
In the last girls' game of the night, last night, the Paragould Lady Rams got to find out who they were going to face off against today, and that's the Monticello Lady Billies. They beat the Camden Fairview Lady Cardinals 59-55. And after the game, Clifton spoke with Chelsey Rhodes of the Monticello Lady Billies.
All right, welcome back to YourPrimetimeSports.com. We're here at the 5A state tournament here at the Eagles Nest at Greene County Tech. I have now as my special guest Monticello's Chelsey Rhodes. Great game, young lady.
Thank you.
How did y'all prepare for this game against a very good Camden team?
We just continued doing what we was doing. And play hard. And never give up.
So that's the way y'all played all year long. Well,
yes,
you did well. You were behind at halftime and got behind quite a little more probably than you wanted to early in the game.
Yeah.
But y'all kept battling and all the way through the game until right there in the fourth quarter. I guess about halfway through the fourth quarter, y'all finally took the lead. And I don't think, I can't remember, but right there in the last 2 minutes, I don't think you relinquished the lead. But you had 28 points. That's a big night for a young lady.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever had that many before?
Yes, sir.
How many have you had before?
36.
36? Now, you're a senior, right?
Yes, sir.
36 is a lot of points. But 28 is a lot of points for a state tournament because you know as well as I do that the farther you advance, the tougher it gets.
Yes, sir.
So now tomorrow you're going to be up against Paragould. And we see them all the time here. So we know what to expect. They didn't play a real good first half and even a real good third quarter, but they bounced back in that fourth quarter and came back and won that game. So are y'all going to do a shoot-around or anything in the morning or go over anything as far as breaking them girls down before you play them?
Yeah, we've been doing it every morning.
Every morning? Where are you doing that at?
Different places. We did it at the
in Jonesboro or here in Paragould?
Here.
Here at the school?
We did it at a community center.
Yeah, the new one right down the road?
And at the old school, at the old gym.
At the old gym? Isn't that a nice community center?
Yes.
Yeah. We have a lot of folks come out of town to come to that doggone swimming hole. I mean, it's nice. So, and there's a lot of basketball courts in there. So, well, that's nice. How have you liked your stay here at Paragould?
It's been fun. Everybody is nice.
Well, we try to be. Where are y'all staying?
At the Rustic Inn.
Here in Paragould? Yeah. What do you think about the new facility here? They just opened up in January.
It's nice.
Is it nice court, nice to play on?
Yeah.
Because, I'm too old to play anymore, so I can't go out there and dribble a basketball. So I like to ask you guys what you think.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your teammates a little bit. Now, Deanna Martin, is that right? Deanna Martin? Deanna, she had 16 points. Are you the two young ladies that usually carry this team, or is it balanced out throughout the season?
It's been balanced out, pretty balanced out.
Who are some of the other girls that do well?
Aaron Campbell, Shaniqua Bowden, us four.
The Bowling girl?
Uh-huh.
Now, how many of y'all are seniors?
1, 2, 3, 4.
She's counting, folks.
7.
7 of you, so a pretty strong senior class, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, now what seed were y'all? I don't have my book here in front of me. What seed were y'all coming out of the
we were first.
Out of the Southwest?
Southeast.
Southeast. Y'all were the number 1 seed?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good. Y'all are advancing on, and you're going to play the number 1 seed in the Northeast, so that's going to be a good matchup tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, Chelsey, we appreciate you coming on and spending a little time with us here at YourPrimetimeSports.com.
Thank you.
And we look forward to watching you play tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll return to YourPrimetimeSports.com shortly.
So that brings us to the last game of the night. It's a boys' game. The heavily favored Sylvan Hills Bears survive a scare from the Morrilton Devil Dogs, 61-59. Now, you may not know this. Well, unless you live under a rock, you know this. It is Archie Goodwin who is the star for the Sylvan Hills Bears. He is a commit to the Kentucky Wildcats. And after the game, Clifton caught up with him.
Welcome back to YourPrimetimeSports.com. I have Archie Goodwin with me from Sylvan Hills. Great game, but nerve-wracking game, wasn't it, young man?
Yes, sir. When I fouled out, my teammates came through big for me. We wouldn't be here without them. Nobody would be there without their teammates, and my teammates pulled it off for me today. So.
Well, I agree with you 100%. You played a
a great game yourself, along with your whole team. Y'all kind of laid back in the first half. I don't know if you want to say laid back, but probably wasn't the typical Sylvan Hills Bears game that you're normally used to playing.
Yes, sir.
You were playing a very good Morrilton team, but you fouled out early in the fourth quarter, and I think everyone in this gym that I looked around and seen, the air went out when Archie went out, and you have to give credit to your team. They did come through for you, young man.
They did. I couldn't say it enough. The team played great. They persevered through the hard times without me out there. We had a strong outing from our sophomore. He made some defensive stops for us and made that last free throw. Then we had another senior who stepped up and made a three to take the lead for us. So, and then we had just all-around team effort, just a great effort from the guys. I couldn't be more proud of them.
What did Coach say to you at halftime when you went in the dressing room?
He just basically told us that it's our fault that we're down because we're not playing Bear basketball like we usually do. And I think it has something to do with, some of our guys being in foul trouble. So, with that going into it, we had to, play more lackadaisical on defense than we did so we wouldn't get more foul trouble.
Right.
But, second half we started D'ing up more and got key stops to help us get a victory.
Well, and you got in a little foul trouble in the first half. You picked up your third one. You sat down just for a little while, but you picked up what I thought was a real cheap foul at half court on that fourth foul. You was going for a loose ball. I didn't really see a lot of major contact.
Yeah,
there.
It was, it's just, the ref maybe just had a different angle than I did. I didn't think it was a foul either, but,
and I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
But you ended the night with a double-double. You had 10 rebounds, 24 points. Got to give a lot of credit to Dion Patton. He played another good game tonight,
Dion
too.
Played a great game.
Now, is Dion a senior?
Yes, he is.
How many seniors are on your team?
We have, I think, 9.
9 seniors? Well, I can tell you that Northeast Arkansas is a very well I'm trying to think of the word here. There's a great love for basketball, and a lot of good basketball players come out of this area. So the fans here were really rooting for you in Sylvan Hills. I noticed when y'all were warming up, all the little kids lined up around the gym. So how's that make you feel when you see that?
Oh, I love it. I thought there was going to be a lot of hostility here because of my decision to, go otherwise for college. But I see a lot of love from the fans, and I appreciate all the fans that have shown me and the team love because, I appreciate that a lot. I couldn't be more happy with coming here and getting the more support from all the fans.
And they do. I've had a lot of people come up and say really good things about you signing with Kentucky. How was? Tell us briefly how that experience was, how that came about.
It basically just was. I felt after talking to Coach Cal and taking my visit there, and just seeing the atmosphere and how hard he is on his players and how he just determined to make them better for themselves, not just to make himself look good. He wants them to, because it's the players' first program with him.
Right.
And after seeing all that and all the components he puts into it and how the determination that you can see from him, and when he's coaching, you can see it in the games as well when he's on the sideline. And it just seemed like a place that's a perfect fit for me.
Well, we hope it's a perfect fit for you, and we're going to enjoy watching you tomorrow. Finish out here in Paragould, and hopefully y'all will end up down there at Hot Springs. And I promise you this, young man, with the tremendous amount of basketball fans here and you making your trip through Paragould, Arkansas for the state tournament, they remember your name and they will be watching you on TV one day. So you remember that, okay? Hey, I'm going to tell you something. Kevin McReynolds, you know Kevin?
Yes, sir.
Well, he stayed through here for a week at a state tournament back when he was a teenager. They've never forgot him. Everybody remembers Kevin McReynolds, so they'll remember you, and they'll have a real love for you. Well, listen, I've got one favor to ask you, but it's after we take the headsets off. And that was Archie Goodwin with Sylvan Hills. Sylvan Hills winning 61-59 over Morrilton. So that's yesterday's games in a nutshell. There are 4 semifinal games on tap today at Greene County Tech Arena. On the boys bracket, the Little Rock Mills Comets facing off against the Beebe Badgers at 1:30, and the Greenwood Bulldogs and the Sylvan Hills Bears at 7:30. In the girls bracket, 2 semifinal games, Central Arkansas Christian Lady Mustangs facing off against the Greenwood Lady Bulldogs at noon. And at 6, the hometown Paragould Lady Rams will face the Monticello Lady Billies. You can go out and see all of those games. I encourage you to go out to Greene County Tech and watch all 4 of those great games. That's going to do it for this Saturday's edition of Double G Sports Talk Saturday. Join us next week. We'll have a whole new lineup of guests for you. We'll start talking baseball. Maybe we'll even be talking about Paragould playing for a state championship. Who knows? We'll find out today. So that's it for us. We'll see you next week on yourprimetimesports.com.